Hi, it's Mark. I'm in the yoga room of my gym. And I just finished a practice, and I'm going to read from the Golden Present Daily Inspirational Readings by Sri Swami Satchidananda. And this is for November 11th. The topic is It's All God's Will. This is a question and answer. Question: Often we willfully break the commandments of the scriptures. How can this be for God's will? Swami Satchidananda has this to say: it is all God's will. It is God's will that you asked me this question, and it is God's will that is going to answer you. Ultimately, that is the truth. Nothing, nothing, nothing happens without God's will. All the Holy Scriptures say that. But when will you realize it? When you go ahead and do certain things as your will and learn the lessons from the consequences. Then you say, well, I tried to use my will. Now I realize that it's all His will, ultimately. So even if you're saying you're using it, if you think it's your will, I think what he's saying here is that even that is God's will, that you're trying to claim it. It's kind of like this yoga room, and I call it my yoga room, or my gym even, but it's not really mine. I'm just claiming possession of it at the moment because I'm in the space. But the truth is it doesn't belong to me. It doesn't even belong to the people that work here. So it's this idea that we are trying to claim something because it's the small self trying to grasp for some kind of connection to something. And I think at times we need that. We need to feel a sense of connection. And it can be hard at times to feel that big, huge, great connection with something divine and beyond all worldly understanding. So at times we need to claim connection with something smaller. So I think that's why we may call it our will. We feel like we're the ones driving the car and guiding the ship because we need to feel that sense of control and that sense of power until we recognize there is a greater power, there is a higher power, there is something beyond what we are able to claim as our own. And honestly, that takes a lot of work. I don't think it's something that comes easily to most people. I think it comes to us right when we're born, and then it slowly, slowly goes away and is pulled away from us because of the way our culture is designed, at least our Western culture. I was just talking about the word namaste in my class the other day, and how, it's this way of ending a class. A lot of times people say namaste, and the students will repeat namaste. And it just is a way of making that connection of the divine energy between one another. And in India, when people say namaste to one another, that's just like our way of saying hello. Hey, what's up? But they say namaste. And it can be interpreted as the divine in me sees the divine in you, or the light in me sees the light in you. So each time someone's saying that to one another, they're honoring this beautiful being in front of them, this beautiful spiritual being in front of them. I honor the spiritual being you are, and then the person says it right back to you. And how wonderful if you were to have that to be part of your upbringing, that understanding of greeting, that would call that part of you forward. What if that was just your natural way versus ours is just, hey, what's up? So, because of maybe the way we were brought up, or whatever it might be with our cultural experience, whatever we do that reinforces that in our lives, what we watch, what we connect with, who we connect with, even what we eat, what we purchase, what we do with what we purchase, what we do with our money, how we earn our money, all of that, it does something to our thought process. It does something to our brain and our body's chemistry. And I believe that it allows us to either see a very expansive connection with things, or a very small connection with things, or not even that I want to compare it with large and small, but just a particular relationship with something one way and a particular relationship another way. One way I think reinforces that we are connected in this material realm, that all this stuff we have, we either have it or we don't have it. We're trying to get it, we're trying to get rid of it. And then the other side of it, which is recognizing that we want to move towards being non-attached to all this as being who we are. We want to recognize it serves a purpose. It may help us as a building block for something, but ultimately, we're going to let go of it. It's not our identity. It's not our true self. It's just helping us locate that part of ourself. When we need to claim it's our will, can we recognize that it's just a stepping stone to eventually see that it's some other higher will? There is some other greater resource. Yeah. And I just like how he's very, Swami Satchidananda is so affirmative that somebody here is asking this question, what if we break the commandments? He's even saying then that's God's will. Like, if you recognize that even those things that feel like when we compare the good and the bad things, even those, quote unquote bad things are part of God's will because there's some teaching in it, ultimately. If we use it towards our awakening versus our falling asleep and getting lazy and apathetic and lethargic, we use it towards seeing, it's meant to help me, it's meant to strengthen me, then I think we can see that there is some higher will to it. But again, I do think it's challenging and it requires some kind of daily maintenance. Whether it's meditating, getting on a yoga mat, doing something to help connect that there is more than just this body. There's more than just our mind. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.